Hi folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. It's a muggy day. It's been pretty cloudy today. So even though it's muggy and hot, it doesn't feel too terrible, but it's summer. It's the first day of August, you know. You can't complain about it, I guess, because that's just what you have to deal with. I have had a really busy day, and I wish that I could tell you what I've been doing today, but I'm gonna have to keep that one under my hat for a while. But it is something involving the community here locally that is just, it's absolutely amazing. I'm sure when I get to the point that I can start talking about it, I'll talk about it first on locals. You can all complain all you want about it, but they get the first over there. And so I'll be talking about that, I don't know, a week or two maybe. I'm hoping I can start becoming more public about it. But it's really exciting information that's going to greatly affect the things that we're doing here in the local community. There's so many people that live around here that are starting to wake up, and they're starting to take notice, and they're starting to help out and get involved, and it's a pretty amazing thing. But anyways, I know you're like, what, you mention it and then you can't tell us, how dare you? You know, got to keep you in a little bit of suspense sometimes. But as soon as I'm able to, once things are really official and all that, I'll talk about it a little bit to hopefully maybe inspire some of you. Not too good at news when it comes to what's going on in the Middle East. Stock markets have all gone down. Even gold went back down just a little bit. You know, I mean, it's still high, but everything's seems to be reacting to the impending doom news that multiple countries are on the verge of starting a war with Israel. I mean, I don't know, retaliating in a war with Israel. Already today, it's being reported that Hezbollah has been lobbing lots and lots of rockets into northern Israel. The news is saying that Israel's Iron Dome has been deflecting all of those, which is not surprising, but what I suspect is going on is they're trying to use up all those munitions. I would guess, and this is completely a guess, and I'm no expert in this, so don't hold me to it, but I would guess that whatever's going to happen will probably start within the next 24 to 36 hours. Very possible tomorrow evening. And I only say that because that just seems how things happen. You know, Friday evenings into Saturday, they happen like that. So we'll see. But it does appear that things are heating up. News is reporting that Washington, D.C., the White House has sent word to Israel that this time they cannot guarantee Israel's security. They just, it's too big, it's too much, and they're just not willing, I guess. I don't know. But they're not able to guarantee Israel's security. The way it stands, it looks like Iran, Iraq, possibly Syria, most likely, Yemen and Lebanon are going to all be involved in attacking Israel. They're saying that leaks are coming out that civilian targets are on the table, that military targets are on the table. Iran released a picture that they have surveillance on Benjamin Netanyahu, and it looks like he's like in the backyard patio or something, and they released that basically saying, yeah, we know where you're at. There's also rumors in the news that Israel is considering a preemptive strike against Iran before things kick off. It's quite possible at this point. I wouldn't be surprised at anything, but there's also rumors flying that could that first strike, preemptive first strike, could that possibly be nuclear, or would it target some of Iran's nuclear targets or nuclear sites? There's so much going on with this. And, you know, honestly, there's a part of me that's wondering, is it all big hype? Is it going to end up being like that last time? I mean, this is definitely bigger than that last time a couple of months ago. But makes me wonder, is there going to be all this hype and then it kind of fizzle out and be nothing? That's still possible. I mean, I still think that it's possible that Iran may, you know, hit a few targets and then Israel say, well, they didn't really hurt us that bad. We'll let that one go and we'll call it even. And then there's nothing to it. But to be honest, the way things are happening, it looks like that's not the case. U.S. troops, U.S. ships are moving into place. Israel has, getting all of their militaries in place. They've opened up shelters. They have hospitals are moving equipment down into basements. All kinds of stuff is going on in Israel and in these other countries that very much appear like war is just about ready to happen. And what's interesting is there's not been a whole lot of talk about Turkey and if they will be involved in this at all, because Turkey has been using some very strong language that they will be involved in this, and then maybe they're not. If Turkey gets involved, that could be a big game changer also. You need to understand that Turkey is a NATO country, okay? Which means that a lot of the munitions, the weapons, the equipment, the technology that Turkey has is Western technology. They have F-16s, or they have American, manufactured planes, as well as European manufactured planes. I'm not saying that they're the top dog in the area, but them added with Iran and all these others, it could be a pretty big deal. If that happens, then there's still a big if on that. I think my gut is telling me, based on just what I'm seeing online, and that's about the only perspective I have, because I live out here. It's not like I see lots and lots of people, especially city people. But based on the internet, it appears as if most of the world isn't really paying much attention to this. There's so much going on still with the Olympics and with the presidential race here and various other things in the news that people are still obsessing about, and no one's talking about this one. And that makes me wonder if this is actually going to be bigger than what is expected, because no one's preparing for it. That it's going to catch people off guard, potentially. And so that's something that should be a little bit of concerning. Also, just the fact that this could very quickly spiral out of control and be something much bigger. United States could be involved in this, and already there are warnings out from our government that if this gets big and happens, then terrorist cells that are located here in the United States could go active and could do something against it on American soil. So we have to be prepared for that. The video that I made over in Locals today, where I kind of directed that video, and I'll touch just a hair on it here, is that if you look at this, you look at the election, you look at all these other stuff, potential pandemic, everything that's happening, I think we're going to have a pretty rough fall and winter, politically, economically, everything. And so I would strongly suggest not only you get ready immediately for things that could happen, but you start making some serious preparations for making it through fall and winter with possibly a pretty chaotic, time. We could see grid failures, attacks on grid and infrastructure, supply chain disruptions, laws, big brother government imposing its big foot and fist on us because of the election or because of attacks or various other things. Things are not looking very positive, is what I'm trying to get across looking forward to the end of this year and to the first of next year. And so I want to strongly encourage you to be thinking ahead and working very actively, putting a lot of effort and focus into making sure that you're ready. Are you ready to heat your home if you don't have electricity? Are you ready for food and to keep yourself alive in that way? Medical, have you made the right connections with the people around you, built relationships? Are you ready to hunker down? Are you ready to do without? Are you ready to see a lot of chaos? All of these things and more could definitely happen. And in moving us into a fall winter scenario would just make things worse. And so I want to encourage you. I know it's summer, it's hot. Most people aren't thinking about cold weather and stuff, but think of all these things going on and all the things that could happen, and you put it all together during cold winter weather, it's just going to make things even worse. So start thinking about that, planning, kind of staying ahead of the curve. That's really the big thing about being, kind of a prepared homesteader, is to stay ahead of the curve. You're not caught off guard nearly as much as the other guy. And seeing all of this stuff, this kind of handwriting on the wall, it's very biblical looking, folks. I'm not saying it 100% is, but it certainly is starting to look that way. you need to be getting ready, because if it is, it's only going to get worse from here on out, a lot worse. Folks, it's time to get your houses in order and to prepare yourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.